wand aspect. The light will be here, bulb, and I'll pull that down inside once I get that soldered in place and isolated. I have to isolate these two from each other. You get a short circuit otherwise. To make the hole inside, you're going to take one piece of wood, you're going to split it down its length, or rip it as it's called, marking this, just pick a side, mark one side that is where the cut is. Don't mark the sides where the cut is not occurring. So if you have a square piece of wood and you're going to cut like this, you're going to mark this side. You're not going to mark the top or the bottom. That's not going to help you. These marks here, just put a big X. You'll know it, what side it is. Those sides will go to the fence. So you know that when you're pushing it through, this same side is lining up with that blade. Because later on, you're going to want to cut this square to make sure you have that hole dead center. This hole, as you can see, is a square. Let me see if I can do that for you. Okay, that's from my table saw. Now, I think I also marked the one end to show that this was the same end. I mean, just built into it, making sure I knew which way this thing went back together. When you glue this back together, squeeze it. Give yourself plenty of glue, not tons of glue. You don't need much. Use Tight Bond number 3. It's a very strong and very waterproof glue. It's the stuff I use in all my cabinet work, all my other woodworking stuff. It holds together really well. Let it set up for 8 hours. That way you know this is cured. Then you're going to run it through the table saw again. Make sure it's as wide as it is tall. It's square. You want this square. 3/4 by 3/4, 7/8 by 7/8, whatever. This I had made at 7/8, so I had lots of meat to play with. You will then glue it together. As you'll see, you can't see the seams. That is not the seam there. That's just the grain. But you can't see it because you're putting the wood back together. Believe it. No, that isn't. That's in the wood. That's the wood grain. This looks like one piece all over again. Okay, if you look there, you would see the seam, I think. Let me get it closer. Can't get close enough without out of focus. Okay, so you're going to have to feed this through. When you put these together, pull it back apart again really quick to see what glue has squeezed out on the inside of this track. Get rid of it. Squeeze it, clamp it tight, leave it for 8 hours, leave it overnight, whatever you want to do so you're not tempted to play with it. Leave it overnight while you're sleeping. That's generally what I do. I get excited about projects like these. And I want to just keep playing and playing and playing with them. So you're going to have a little squeeze out occur anyway. Just be prepared. Find a wire, find the ground wire out of a small piece of Romex to run through here several times and wear it out, break it off, whatever. It took me 20 minutes to get this these two wires through, twisted the way they were. It took a while. It's a lot of patience. Just keep twisting the wires because eventually they will tighten up enough so they're almost like one wire. They'll get to a point where they'll over tighten, so you have to pull it back out, loosen things again, try it again, and just go nice and gently. And just, you feel your way through. 20 minutes, people, at least, to get these two wires through. And I half know what I'm doing. So when you run it through the lathe, these will be your center points now. You'll know exactly where these are. Give yourself lots of extra material at both ends. I actually had glued 2 blocks to the ends, so I could do anything I wanted to this piece. But I had put those blocks on dead center. I mean, this stick was centered in these 2 little blocks of wood, 2 little scrap pieces. So they sat in there, and one block actually had blown off. The glue, I didn't get it on there somehow tight enough or something. It's tough to get glue to just hold when you're butt up like that because it's end grain. So, but because I had centered that one block, the other block, I could then just center to this hole, and I had so much extra material, it wasn't a big deal. I made exactly the length I wanted. I made a kind of shape. I invented it as I went, but I generally knew I needed something that looked like I was going jousting. So the handle almost has the same kind of jousting effect to it too. You know, the shield, I can't think of the hilt. The hilt of the wand is there. So, I mean, always give yourself lots of extra material. The handle actually had a good other inch and a half on either end. So it gave me lots to play with. I have a little switch. This little switch, again at Radio Shack, unless you can find a switch. I was hoping one of the circuit boards I had a switch like this. I know I have one somewhere, but I don't have time. You then have to inset it into the handle, which is a little tricky. You can use a razor blade and slowly carve at it. Don't smash away at these things. This becomes somewhat delicate as you're carving into this. So you'll have to make a template of that, of the metal plate, so you generally see where it goes. It also flexes to conform to the handle, the shape of this handle. And you'll know exactly where to take things out. Now stay inside your lines. And then once you have this thing fitting in good, you can then inset it really nice. Okay? It's nice and flush. This battery goes inside. So I want to make sure my battery sits right. And my positive terminal will be in line here somewhere. The battery sits here. My cork pushes against it. I will be reusing this little contact that you can see. See? That's a negative contact. Out of a tiny little transistor radio, it's made to look like an MP3 player. It was a gimmicky little thing that the Air Force was giving away my son got at some fair or something. I'll use the other contact, the positive contact, from that same device to let the battery touch at both ends. Switch will go on and off. Lumos Maxima. I'm going to now, I'm going to fit the cork end here in so that it's nice and flush here, and then I'll shape it so it's not so big. It doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be a small button at the end to finish this off. And then I'll show you guys the rest of it after it's been soldered and all put together and works. Okay.